Hello, everyone. Welcome back to English Vibes.
Hey there! Thanks so much for joining us today.
I'm Maya.
And I'm John. We help you practice English conversations about important life topics.
Today, we're talking about something we all need, motivation.
Yes, motivation is what drives us to take action and achieve our goals.
Sometimes we have it, sometimes we don't. Understanding motivation can help us live better lives.
If you enjoy our videos, please subscribe and give us a thumbs up.
It really helps us continue making content for you. Okay, let's get started.
So Maya, let's begin with a simple question. What motivates you?
That's deep. I think what motivates me most is growth. I want to become a better version of myself.
Can you explain what you mean by that?
Sure, I'm motivated when I'm learning something new, improving a skill, or overcoming a challenge.
So it's about personal development?
Exactly. When I feel like I'm stuck or not progressing, I lose motivation quickly.
That makes sense. So progress itself is motivating for you.
Yes, even small progress feels good. Like when I'm learning a new language and suddenly understand a phrase I couldn't before.
That's intrinsic motivation, motivation that comes from within.
Right. It's not about external rewards. It's about the satisfaction of growing. What about you, John? What motivates you?
I'm motivated by impact. I want to feel like what I do matters and helps others.
So purpose drives you?
Exactly. When I can see how my work or actions benefit other people, I feel energized.
Can you give me an example?
Sure. At work, when a client tells me my design helped their business grow, I feel so motivated to do more.
Because you can see the direct impact of your work.
Exactly. But when I'm working on projects where I don't see the result or impact, I struggle to stay motivated.
That's really interesting. So motivation is different for everyone.
Absolutely. Some people are motivated by money, others by recognition, others by helping people.
Let's talk about that. Are you motivated by money?
Honestly, a little bit. Money isn't my main motivator, but it definitely plays a role.
How so?
Money represents security and freedom. It allows me to take care of myself and do things I enjoy.
So it's more about what money enables rather than money itself.
Exactly. I'm not trying to be rich, but I want to be comfortable. What about you?
Money motivates me to a certain extent. I need to pay my bills and live comfortably. But beyond that, not really.
So once your basic needs are met, other things become more important.
Yes, that's actually a psychology theory called Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Tell me about it.
Basically, you need to satisfy basic needs like food and shelter first. Once those are met, you seek higher needs like belonging, recognition, and self-actualization.
Self-actualization? What's that?
It's becoming the best version of yourself, reaching your full potential.
That connects to what you said earlier about growth motivating you.
Exactly. Let's talk about losing motivation. Have you ever felt completely unmotivated?
Oh yes, many times. Sometimes I wake up and just don't want to do anything.
What does that feel like?
Everything feels pointless. Even things I usually enjoy feel like chores.
That sounds like burnout or depression.
It can be. Sometimes it's just a bad day, but sometimes it's deeper than that.
How do you handle those unmotivated periods?
It depends on the cause. If I'm just tired, rest helps. If I'm overwhelmed, I break tasks into smaller pieces.
What if you're unmotivated because you don't see the point?
That's harder. Then I need to reconnect with my why, the reason I'm doing something in the first place.
Can you give an example?
Sure. When I was studying for a certification, I lost motivation halfway through. It felt too hard and boring.
What did you do?
I reminded myself why I started, to advance my career and learn new skills. I visualized the benefits of finishing.
Did that help?
It did. I also gave myself small rewards for completing each chapter. That kept me going.
Rewards are powerful motivators. What kind of rewards?
Simple things. After finishing a chapter, I'd watch an episode of my favorite show or eat some ice cream.
So you trained yourself like a dog with treats?
Basically, yes, and it worked. What about you, Maya? How do you handle low motivation?
I try to figure out why I'm unmotivated. Is it fear, boredom, exhaustion?
Those are all different causes that need different solutions.
Exactly. If it's fear, I need to address what I'm afraid of. If it's boredom, I need to find a way to make it interesting.
And if it's exhaustion?
Then I need to rest. Sometimes lack of motivation is your body telling you to slow down.
That's important to listen to. We can't be motivated all the time.
Right. It's okay to have off days. The problem is when it lasts for weeks or months.
That's when you might need help from a therapist or counselor.
Absolutely. Mental health is crucial for motivation. Let's talk about motivation techniques. What techniques do you use?
I'm a big fan of visualization. I imagine myself achieving my goal and how good it will feel.
Does that actually work?
It does for me. Athletes use this technique all the time. They visualize winning before the race.
That's interesting. I've never tried that.
You should. Close your eyes and vividly imagine accomplishing something. Feel the emotions, see the details.
I'll try it. My technique is making things public. I tell people about my goals.
Why does that help?
Because then I'm accountable. I don't want to tell everyone I'm doing something and then give up.
The fear of looking bad motivates you?
Kind of. It's more about not wanting to disappoint people who believe in me.
That makes sense. What other techniques work for you?
Breaking big goals into tiny steps. Huge goals are overwhelming, but small steps feel manageable.
Can you give an example?
Sure, instead of run a marathon, I start with run for 10 minutes 3 times this week.
That feels so much more achievable.
Exactly, and each small success builds momentum. What about tracking progress? Do you do that?
Yes, I keep a journal where I write down what I accomplished each day.
How does that help?
It shows me that I'm making progress, even when it feels slow. Looking back at my journal motivates me to keep going.
That's a great idea. I use apps to track my habits. There's something satisfying about checking off a box.
I know exactly what you mean, that little dopamine hit when you complete something.
Let's talk about motivation at work. How do you stay motivated at your job?
That's challenging sometimes. I try to find meaning in every project, even the boring ones.
How do you find meaning in boring work?
I think about who benefits from my work. Even a simple design helps a business communicate better.
So you connect it to your larger purpose of creating impact.
Exactly. What about you? How do you stay motivated teaching?
My students motivate me. When I see them improve or have an aha moment, it energizes me.
So seeing results keeps you going.
Yes, but I'll be honest, some days are hard. When students aren't engaged or I'm tired, motivation drops.
What do you do on those days?
I remind myself why I became a teacher. I look at thank you notes from past students.
You keep those?
I have a whole folder of them. When I'm feeling unmotivated, I read through them.
That's beautiful. Physical reminders of your impact.
Exactly. Let's talk about motivation and discipline. Are they the same thing?
I don't think so. Motivation is the desire to do something. Discipline is doing it even when you don't feel motivated.
So, discipline is more reliable than motivation?
Yes, motivation comes and goes, but discipline is consistent.
Can you give an example?
Sure, I'm motivated to work out when I feel energetic and excited, but discipline gets me to the gym even when I'm tired and don't feel like it.
So, we need both?
I think so. Motivation gets you started, discipline keeps you going.
That's a good way to put it. How do you build discipline?
By creating habits. When something becomes a habit, you do it automatically without needing motivation.
Like brushing your teeth?
Exactly. You don't need to motivate yourself to brush your teeth. It's just part of your routine.
So, the goal is to turn our goals into habits?
As much as possible, yes. Let's talk about external motivation. Do rewards and punishments work?
They can work short term, but I don't think they're sustainable long term.
What do you mean?
If you only do something for a reward, what happens when the reward goes away?
You stop doing it.
Exactly. That's why intrinsic motivation is more powerful.
But external motivation can be useful sometimes, right?
Sure, like when you're starting something new and need an extra push. But eventually, you need to find internal reasons to continue.
That makes sense. What about competition? Does competing with others motivate you?
Not really. I'm more motivated by competing with myself, trying to beat my own records.
That's interesting. Competition motivates me a lot.
Really? How so?
When I see someone else succeeding, it makes me want to work harder. It pushes me to improve.
So it's inspiring rather than discouraging.
Usually, yes, unless I compare myself too much and feel inadequate.
That's the danger of comparison. It can motivate or demoralize.
True, it depends on your mindset. Let's talk about motivational content. Do you watch motivational videos or read motivational books?
Sometimes they can give me a boost when I'm feeling low.
Do they actually help or is it just temporary?
Honestly, it's usually temporary. I feel pumped for an hour, then it fades.
I've experienced that too. The motivational high doesn't last.
Right. Real change comes from sustained effort, not from watching one inspiring video.
But maybe those videos can be a starting point.
Sure, they can plant a seed or shift your perspective. Just don't rely on them alone.
Agreed. What about motivational quotes? Do you like those?
I have a few favorites that resonate with me, but most quotes feel empty without action.
What's one of your favorite quotes?
The only way to do great work is to love what you do. Steve Jobs.
That's a good one, though I'd add that you can learn to love what you do.
True, passion can be developed. What about you? Any favorite quotes?
Success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts.
I love that. It's about persistence. Let's talk about setbacks. How do you stay motivated after failure?
That's the hardest time to stay motivated. Failure can be devastating.
How do you handle it?
How do you handle it?
I try to reframe it as learning. What can I learn from this failure? How can I improve?
So you see failure as feedback, not as a final verdict.
Exactly. Though I won't lie, it still hurts in the moment.
Of course, we're human, but bouncing back is what matters.
What helps you bounce back from setbacks?
Talking to supportive people. My friends and family remind me of my strengths when I forget them.
Having a support system is so important.
It really is. We can't stay motivated alone. Let me share something that happened to me recently.
Please do. I applied for a promotion at work that I really wanted. I prepared so much for the interview. I practiced my answers. I researched everything.
And?
I didn't get it. They gave it to someone else.
Oh no. How did you feel?
Devastated. I questioned everything. Am I good enough? Should I look for another job? Was all my effort pointless?
That's such a natural reaction. What did you do?
For the first day, I just let myself feel sad. I ate ice cream and watched movies.
Sometimes you need that time to process.
Exactly. Then, the next day, I called my best friend. She reminded me of all my achievements and how far I've come.
Good friends are invaluable in those moments.
She also helped me see it differently. Maybe this wasn't the right time, or maybe there's something better coming.
Did you ask for feedback about why you didn't get the promotion?
I did. My boss was actually really helpful. She told me what I need to work on and said to apply again next year.
So it wasn't a complete rejection. It was more like, not yet.
Exactly. And that reframed everything for me. Now I have a clear path forward.
That's such a great example of turning a setback into motivation.
It wasn't easy, but having that support and getting that feedback changed everything. What about you? Tell me about a time you lost motivation and found it again.
Okay, so last year I started learning Spanish. I was super motivated at first.
What made you want to learn Spanish?
I wanted to travel to South America, and I thought it would be useful for work too. Some of my clients are Spanish speaking.
That's great motivation. What happened?
For the first month, I was studying every day, using apps, watching Spanish TV shows, listening to podcasts. I was obsessed.
That's impressive. But I'm guessing it didn't last.
No, it didn't. After about 6 weeks, I hit a plateau. I wasn't improving as fast anymore, and it started feeling like a chore.
That's so common with language learning. The beginning is exciting because you learn so much so quickly.
Right, but then it gets harder. Grammar is complicated, vocabulary is endless, and I felt overwhelmed.
What did you do?
I stopped completely for 2 months. Every time I thought about Spanish, I felt guilty, but still didn't do anything.
Guilt without action, that's the worst feeling.
It really is. Then something changed. I watched a travel documentary about Peru.
Did that reignite your motivation?
It did. I remembered why I wanted to learn Spanish in the first place. Not for grammar tests, but to connect with people and experience culture.
So you reconnected with your original purpose.
Exactly. But I also changed my approach. Instead of just using apps, I found a language exchange partner online.
Someone to practice with?
Yes, she's from Mexico and wants to practice English. We video chat once a week, half in English, half in Spanish.
That's brilliant. How does that help your motivation?
It makes it real. I'm not just learning abstract grammar rules. I'm having actual conversations with a real person.
And you don't want to disappoint her by not practicing.
Exactly. Plus, it's actually fun. We talk about movies, food, our lives. It doesn't feel like studying.
That's the key, making it enjoyable rather than a chore.
Right. I also stopped being so hard on myself. I don't need to be fluent in a year. I can take my time and enjoy the process.
That's such an important mindset shift. We put so much pressure on ourselves to be perfect immediately.
Exactly. Now I'm studying again, but it feels different, more sustainable.
I love that story. It shows that losing motivation is normal and you can find your way back.
And sometimes you need to change your approach, not just force yourself to do the same thing.
Yes, if something isn't working, adapt. Don't just push harder in the same direction.
Let's talk about morning motivation. Are you a morning person, Maya?
I wish. I'm definitely not. I hit snooze at least 3 times every morning.
So, how do you motivate yourself to get out of bed?
Honestly, coffee. The thought of coffee gets me out of bed.
That's a legitimate motivator. What else helps?
I've started putting my alarm across the room, so I physically have to get up to turn it off.
And once you're up, you might as well stay up.
Exactly. It's a trick, but it works. What about you? How do you start your day motivated?
I'm naturally more of a morning person, so it's easier for me. But I do have a morning routine that helps.
Tell me about it.
I wake up, immediately make my bed, then do 5 minutes of stretching.
Why make your bed first?
It's a small accomplishment first thing in the morning. It sets a positive tone for the day.
That's smart. Admiral William McRaven talks about that in his book.
Exactly. If you want to change the world, start by making your bed.
Does it really make a difference?
For me, yes. It's like I'm telling myself, I'm someone who starts the day productively.
Identity-based habits. You're creating the identity of a disciplined person.
Right. Then, after stretching, I write 3 things I want to accomplish that day.
Just 3?
Just 3. If I write 10 things, I feel overwhelmed. 3 feels achievable.
That's brilliant. And do you usually accomplish all 3?
Most days, and even if I don't, accomplishing 1 or 2 still feels good.
I need to try that. My problem is I write huge to-do lists and then feel defeated when I don't finish everything.
Exactly. Better to underpromise and over-deliver, even to yourself.
Let's talk about staying motivated in the evening. Do you ever struggle with that?
Oh yes.
After a full day of work, I often have zero energy for personal goals,
Like what?
like working out or working on side projects or even just cooking a healthy meal.
It's so easy to just collapse on the couch and watch TV.
Right. And there's nothing wrong with that sometimes, but if I do it every night, I'm not making progress on things that matter to me.
So, how do you motivate yourself in the evening?
I've learned that I need to make decisions in the morning when I have willpower.
What do you mean?
Like, I pack my gym bag in the morning and put it in my car. Then, after work, I don't have to think about it. I just go.
Remove the decision-making process.
Exactly. Because after a long day, I'll always choose the easier option if I give myself a choice.
That's so smart. What else works for you?
I schedule things. If I say, I'll work out sometime this evening, it won't happen. But if I say, I'm working out at 6:30 p.m., it's more likely to happen.
Time blocking.
Yes, treating my personal goals like appointments I can't miss.
I need to do that more. Right now, everything is just vague intentions.
Try it. Put it in your calendar like you would a meeting or doctor's appointment.
I will. You know what else I struggle with? Staying motivated on weekends.
Really? I think weekends would be easier because you have more time.
That's the problem. Too much unstructured time. I end up wasting the whole day scrolling on my phone.
Ah, I see. You need structure even on days off.
I do. When I have a loose plan for the weekend, I accomplish so much more and feel better.
What kind of plan?
Nothing rigid, but like Saturday morning, I'll clean, Saturday afternoon, I'll meet a friend, Sunday, I'll meal prep.
Just enough structure to be productive but still relaxing.
Exactly. Otherwise, Sunday evening comes and I feel like I wasted my whole weekend.
And then you start the week feeling behind?
Yes, it's a bad cycle. But when I'm intentional about my weekends, I start Monday feeling energized.
That makes so much sense. Okay, Maya, we've covered so much. I think our viewers have learned a lot about motivation today.
We really went deep into this topic, from what motivates us to practical techniques to personal stories.
I hope everyone learned something useful they can apply in their own lives.
Remember, motivation isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up and trying, even when it's hard.
And if you lose motivation, that's okay. It happens to everyone. The important thing is finding your way back.
Thank you so much for watching. We'd love to hear from you in the comments.
Tell us, what motivates you? Or what do you struggle with when it comes to motivation?
We read every comment and learn from you too. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already.
And hit that notification bell so you don't miss our future conversations.
Keep going, keep growing, and remember that small steps add up to big changes.
See you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Quick vocabulary review. 1. Motivation. Reason or desire to do something. 2. Drive. Strong determination to achieve. 3. Discipline. Ability to control yourself and do what's needed. 4. Burnout. Exhaustion from stress or overwork. 5. Procrastination. Delaying tasks you should do. 6. Momentum. Force keeping something moving forward. 7. Inspire. Fill someone with desire to do something. 8. Perseverance. Continuing despite difficulties. 9. Setback. Obstacle that delays progress. 10. Resilience. Ability to recover from difficulties.